Hey guys, how's it going, and welcome back to a brand new video today on my channel. Today's video is going to be a little bit different. The FIFA 19 beta has just come out and it's released a lot of news on Ultimate Team and on career mode. In today's video we're going to be focusing more on the career mode bit. As you can probably tell as a title, we're just going to be looking at the Premier League club budgets. There will also be a poll in the top right hand corner if you want me to have a look at the Championship budgets as well. Just before we do get into this, I just want to say that all of these are from the beta, so they're not going to be the exact same when we go into the proper FIFA 19 game. These will potentially change, they'll be roughly around what they will be. Anyway, Arsenal have got £110.8 million. They have been quite good in the transfer market this window. They've brought in quite a few players in with Bern Leno, that Torreira, Lichtsteiner on a free. Their new manager has been doing some good business, and I think they could actually do quite good this year in the league. Next we have Bournemouth with 41.6 million. Last year they did have 36.3 million, so I'm pretty sure most of the teams in this is like all budgets have increased, because like the money today is just getting stupid. Like you're getting Chelsea paying 70 million for a keeper that they haven't even heard of. The window has now finished. Bournemouth brought in 3 players with David Brooks, Diego Rico and Jefferson Lerma. Brooks was about 11 million, Rico was around 12 million, and I believe Lerma was up to about 30 million in the end. So they have brought in some decent players, but not too many. Brighton have got 28.8 million. Last year they had 27.7 million. In this window they've actually done really well, and I could see them finishing quite high up this season really. They've brought in that Iranian guy that I'm not even going to pronounce his name. So just looking here, Brighton have brought in 13 players, and I think that might be the most in the Premier League. Spent around 70 million it's saying here. Now Burnley have got 39.7 million, again it's an increase compared to the last FIFA, they had 35.8 million. Now on to Cardiff. Probably one of the favourites to go down next year in the Premier League. They've spent a little bit of money, 28.7 million is maybe about right for them, compared to last year where they only had 4 million, which is a massive increase, because obviously we were in the Championship last year. But they have got a decent manager under Neil Warnock. He tends to be good in the Championship but not very good in the Premier League. Now on to another big club, we have Chelsea. Last year they did have 82 million, and this year they've got over 112.4 million. I think that is a better budget for them, because they have been splashing the cash really. 70 million on a goalkeeper that most Chelsea fans haven't even heard of. It's someone like Kepa Arrizabalaga. I have used him on career mode once before, I think. They've also bought that Jorginho from Napoli. I think he cost around 50 million as well. And then Rob Green on a free transfer, I think that might have been about it. Crystal Palace are 42.5 million compared to last year where they only had 40 million, so they've gone up 2.5 million. Now on to Everton. On the beta they've only got 66 million, but when FIFA 19 properly comes out I can see them getting to 80 to 85 million, because transfer deadline day they brought in Yerry Mina and Andre Gomez. Pretty sure they're both permanent. Yerry Mina, I do think he's permanent. I'm not too sure about Andre Gomez. He might have just been a loan. So I'm just looking here. Andre Gomez, I think it's a loan to buy deal. They've also brought in the likes of Lucas Digne, also from Barcelona. Richarlison that costs about 50 million. So in total here it's saying they've spent about 95 million, so I think they'll definitely get an increase on that 66 million at the start of FIFA 19. Now on to Fulham, who have only got 40 million, another team that will definitely get an increase in FIFA 19 because they spent over 100 million this year. I believe it's the first time a promoted team into the Premier League has spent over 100 million in the first season. They brought in a couple of decent players, like they've got Mitrovic on a permanent deal now. They also hijacked the deal of Joe Bryan that was meant to be going to Villa. If you don't know what happened between him, basically he went to Villa, he accepted personal terms, he completed the medical. I'm sure he got pictures with his shirt and stuff, and then Fulham rang him up at the last minute and he ended up going to Fulham instead. Fulham this year will do pretty decent in the Premier League because they are a rich club. Obviously their chairman tried to buy Wembley a couple of months ago as well. Now on to the next page, we've got Huddersfield with 30.8 million. Another team that will be struggling, I think, in the Premier League. Now on to Leicester City, who have 51.8 million. Last year they did have 47.2, so they have got another increase. Now on to Liverpool. I definitely thought they would have had a little bit more money than that on the beta, only 94 million. Whereas last year they only had 66 million. But they have spent quite a lot of money this year. Spent a lot on Alisson, spent a lot on Keita. 60 million on both of them. Then Fabinho 45 million and Shaqiri for 15 million. Altogether that's around 180 million, so I think they'll get an increase of about 120, 130 at the start of FIFA 19. Now on to the two Manchester clubs now. I don't know how Man U are the richest club in England somehow. For me, they're about the third, maybe even fourth. Man City are definitely richer. I think Liverpool could even be richer, and Chelsea potentially more money as well. Like this season, Man U have brought in 3 players. One's a 35-year-old keeper that cost £1 million. One's an 18-year-old that cost about 25 million, where I'm pretty sure they just overpaid for him because I've never heard of him before. And then they've paid like 60 million for Fred, who was a Brazilian bench warmer. They just seem to overpay for everyone, and I think that's why the budget's so high. Then going on to Man City, they haven't really brought too many players in this summer. They brought in a winger from Melbourne, like that didn't even cost £1 million. They've also brought in Felipe Sandler from PEC as well for 2 million, and they brought in Mahrez from Leicester, obviously, for about 70 million. Anyway, now on to Newcastle, 33.9 million. Again, another increase. They did have basically 30 million last year. Now the first team to get a decrease in their budget is Southampton. Last year they did have 44.5 million, and this year they've got 42.7. We're now going on to Spurs, who have 79.7 million compared to last year when they have 62.8 million. I'm not going to lie, I don't know how they've got an increase when they didn't buy anyone in that transfer window. Now on to Watford, who have 42.1 million, and last year they had 39.5 million, so another team that has an increase. Then on to West Ham, who arguably had one of the best transfer windows of the season. They ended up spending over 100 million. They brought in some great players, the likes of Felipe Anderson, Diop, Yarmolenko, Fabianski, Carlos Sanchez, Lucas Perez, Jack Wilshere, Ryan Frederick. Now on to the last team, Wolverhampton Wanderers. They do have 56.8 million. Again, I think they could possibly get a bit of an increase to the start of FIFA 19, because they have spent quite a bit of money as well this summer. Right, so that is going to be it for today's video. I hope you did enjoy the FIFA 19 beta budget. If you did enjoy it, don't forget to hit like and subscribe on this video. Don't forget to vote in the top right hand corner for if you want me to do a championship budget as well. If you are new around here, I do upload every Saturday, Monday and Wednesday at 3 PM. This video will be going out Saturday the 11th at 3 PM. So don't forget to subscribe, and I will see you in the next one.